Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. Minister, Mr. Juman Yassin, Mr. Dodi Rahman, the Chairman, the Secretary, Brother Hakim Khan, Imam, respected elders, special invitees, members of the media. I'd like to welcome you this afternoon to a very simple but special occasion where we have the launching or the commissioning of transportation, if I can put the bus under the word transportation, for the orphanages here attached to the Shaheed Boys and Girls Orphanages. This afternoon ceremony promises to be very, very simple. We're scheduled to have the arrival of the Honorable Prime Minister a little while from now, but we'll start the program. We're starting our program this afternoon. I'd like to welcome the Imam from West Coast of Demerara, Imam Noel, to make the opening door for us all. Imam.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, Maliki Yawm Al-Din, Iyaka na'budu wa iyaka nasta'in, Ihdina as-sirata al-mustaqim, Ihdina as-sirata al-mustaqim, Ihdina as-sirata al-mustaqim, Sirata al-lazina an'amta alayhim ghayril maghdubi alayhim waladdallin. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى محمد كما صليت على ابراهيم وعلى ابراهيم انك حميد مجيد اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى محمد كما باركت على ابراهيم وعلى ابراهيم انك حميد مجيد ربنا اتنا في الدنيا حسنه وفي الاخره حسنه وقنا عذاب النار سبحان ربك رب العزه عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين الله اكبر لا اله الا الله.
I'd like to welcome also an uncle and an aunt who is closely attached to so many of our organization, especially here at the orphanage, Uncle Farouk and his wife, or Kamin and his wife. I'd like to welcome them also here to this special function. To welcome you officially on behalf of the organization, I'd like to invite a hard-working lady of this organization. Every time you call her, there's some matter of the organization. She's always involved in getting sorted out or getting it done. I'd like to welcome Mrs. Rahima Rahman. Everybody knows her as Auntie Dolly, to come forward and do the official opening of this ceremony.
Our Master of Ceremonies, specially invited guests, officials of the Guyana Gallery, social media group, children, members of the media. It is my pleasure to welcome each one of you on behalf of the management board of the Shaheed Boys and Girls Orphanages to another great and historical day, on one of our most special days. And we are very grateful for all of you taking time off from your busy schedule and sharing this day with us. I want to especially acknowledge our guests from overseas in our midst, Shari and Adrian and family, who have been working assiduously for us in the USA. I'm sure that before you leave here this afternoon, you will have a better comprehension of the activities of the Shaheed Orphanages and the vital role we have played in the more than 5 decades of existence in Guyana. Today we also partner with the social media group, Guyana Gallery Social Media Group, led by Rishi Singh, and we welcome its representatives in our midst for part of today's activities. We welcome our representatives of the government, opposition, our many donors and friends, members of the media, leaders of Muslim and other organizations, and all you present here. Today, to the pride of the eyes of these children, they are able to own something normally reserved for ownership by the wider society. You will hear more of the orphanages and stay with us after and get to know our children. Today is indeed a dream come true for the children and for all of you who have been instrumental in making this a reality. We welcome you and look forward to your continued support to us in the future. Once again, we welcome you to this very historical day for the Shaheed Orphanages.
Thank you very much, dear, our hard-working sister, Sister Dolly, for that welcome from all of us. And again, it's a pleasure being here this afternoon because, like I said, commissioning this bus here this afternoon is going to solve so many problems, as you're going to hear in a little while from now. I'm going to call on our brother, who's a national Qasida champion, who has represented Guyana, who has represented the west coast of Jamaica, and also represented the Anna Catherine Islamic Complex. He's no stranger to this institution here too. He's going to come and he's going to do a qasida to put us all into this mood while we're here this afternoon. So let us welcome our brother Muhammad Shaheed to do a qasida for us.
Sallallahu alayka ya Rasulallah, wa sallam alayka ya Habiballah. एक बार मदीने में हो जाए मेरा जाना, एक बार मदीने में हो जाए मेरा जाना, फिर और न कुछ मांगे सरकार का दीवाना, एक बार मदीने में हो जाए मेरा जाना, पल पल मेरा दिल तड़पे, दिन रात करे नारी, पल पल मेरा दिल तड़पे, दिन रात करे नारी, कब आओ मदीने में, कब आए मेरी बारी, कब जाके मैं देखूंगा दरबार मुशाना, एक बार मदीने में हो जाए मेरा जाना, इस आश पे जीता हूँ, एक रोज बुलाएंगे आका, इस आश पे जीता हूँ, एक रोज बुलाएंगे, और गुंबद कजरा का दीदार कराएंगे, फिर पेश करूँगा मैं अशिकों भर नजराना, एक बार मदीने में हो जाए मेरा जाना, बेचैनी निगाहों को दीदार अता कर दो, बेचैनी निगाहों को दीदार अता कर दो, दामन मेरा खुशियों से या शाह उमम भर दो, आवाज खुदारा से आता तेरा मैदाना, एक बार मदीने में हो जाए मेरा जाना, इतनी सी तमन्ना है हो जाए अगर पूरी, जादे को मदीना में हो जाए तमन पूरी, इन दी के तुझे शाह मेरा मैं तेरा फसाना, एक बार मदीने में हो जाए मेरा जाना, फिर और न कुछ मांगे सरकार का दीवाना, एक बार मदीने में हो जाए मेरा जाना, सल्लल्लाहु अलैका या रसूलल्लाह, वसल्लम अलैका या हबीबल्लाह.
Thank you very much. Our brother Shaheed, Muhammad Shaheed from the west coast of Jamaica, doing that wonderful qasida to continue to remind us what a joyous occasion we are in at this moment. At this time, I'd like to officially welcome the Honorable Prime Minister of our country, our brother Samuel Hines, here to this function. It's always a pleasure having him at these functions, and I know he's one of those outstanding members of our government that always takes the time to support and be part of these events, because they're such important event in our country. And I'm always happy to say that we're happy when we have members and brothers and also respected members in our community, like the Honorable Prime Minister with us here this afternoon. To tell you more about the project that we're all gathered here for this afternoon, to tell you more about the objectives and more about the work of the orphanage, I'd like to call on none other than the Secretary, our brother Hakim Khan, the hard-working Hakim Khan, to say a few words this afternoon and to explain about our project.
Our Honorable Prime Minister, Minister Anil, our very, very good friend, Mr. Jubilee Yassin, and other specially invited guests. I want to sincerely apologize, first of all, for the non-working public address system here this afternoon. But because of the timing, the program will not be going very long. We can't seek a replacement in time. The Ghana United Sada Islamic Anjuman, the parent body of the Shaheed Orphanages, was founded on June 10, 1937 by His Eminence, the late Maulana Syed Shamsuddin of India, making it the oldest existing Islamic organization in Guyana. From its inception, the Ghana United Sada Islamic Anjuman has been representing the cause of Muslims in Guyana and maintained its belief in the core values established since 1937. In 1961, it was formally incorporated by an act of parliament as the representative Muslim organization and remains the only such organization in this country presently to be incorporated by parliamentary legislation. The United Sada Islamic Anjuman has the mandate to represent the Muslims of this country. The Shaheed Boys and Girls Orphanages were established in the 1950s as institutions to provide care, home and facilities to the orphans, vulnerable and destitute children of our community, and are landmark institutions not only to our Muslim community but to the Guyanese nation. The orphanages remain as the beacon for the care of orphan and vulnerable children in our society. In its decades of existence, provided care and facilities to thousands of children. These institutions have provided wonderful support to successive governments over the decades as valuable social sector contributor of our country. The present management committee took the responsibility of these orphanages in 2005 with the numerous issues. With no money available and based on the negative images created then, the prospect of being able to receive any tangible and working amount of financial resources through donations was very remote. In addition, while there were monies available at the commercial banks for the children, these were not available to the management committee. Today, after nearly a decade of being in office, we are pleased to advise that both Republic Bank and GBTI have released the funds, and we thank them profusely for doing so. The earlier release of the funds by Republic Bank has brought this dream of providing a bus for the children a reality today. With the very recent release of funds by GBTI, another dream of the management committee for our children will soon be realized, and we hope to invite you soon to share again with us and the children the realization of that dream. We wish to thank our attorney, Mr. Kalam A. Jubilee for his sterling representation of the orphanages over the decades. The management committee has in these years placed and continues to place tremendous amount of importance to financial accountability of these institutions. As from the inceptions of taking control, we hired a management firm to manage the financial portfolio of these institutions. We have created with the Mara Bank an account for every orphan within the Shaheed orphanages, which said monies are given to the children after they leave here, and it's backed by a $50,000 minimum provided by the board to each child when leaving. The provision of facilities of the highest standard is a major goal of the management committee, and since our assumption of control each year, millions of dollars are expended to repair, build, and acquire facilities for the children. We have recognized the importance of counseling to these children and have employed our own trained counselors at these institutions to help assist the children in being reintegrated with the society. Sometimes this is a very daunting task, but with the assistance of organizations such as the Red Band-Aid Foundation, which has partnered with us and provided vital training and facilities such as computers for our children, we remain resolutely on course. We continue to work closely with the Ministry of Human Services in our operation of these institutions and meet regularly with the officials to ensure that we keep the Shaheed orphanages in line with what is required by the ministry and to seek advice on our operations of these orphanages. We wish to express our deepest gratitude to Ms. Anne Green and her team from the Child Protection Services of the ministry for the continued support to us in line with security concerns for our children, and based on recommendations from the ministry, the orphanages have installed surveillance systems at both institutions to allow us to better monitor these institutions. Soon we will be able to monitor these institutions from our homes and offices at any hour of the day or night. The board is in the process of creating a playground for these children at our Oleander Gardens location. Toward this, we have already expended over $3 million in preparatory works and are unable to move further due to our lack of financial resources. However, we are sure now that we will be able to complete this project, which is the completion of the playground, fully equipped with day and night capability floodlights, equipment for maintaining the playground, as well as swing slides, etc. The orphanages today is indeed grateful for the support of several aid persons and agencies in making the acquisition of this bus a reality. We thank the Honorable Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs, Mr. Anil Nandalan, and the Honorable Minister of Human Services, Ms. Jennifer Webster, as well as the Commissioner General of the Guyana Revenue Authority, Mr. Khurshid Sattar, for their roles in ensuring the granting of the duty-free concession for the vehicle. We cannot forget that if it was not for Republic Bank releasing the funds, which was used to partly fund the acquisition of the bus, we would not have been able to celebrate today. The bus comes at a crucial time for the need of transportation because as of last term, management has placed all the children from secondary school level in the private school in order to offer them the best thing we can, great educational opportunities. This was done at tremendous cost to us, but with the positive results shown by most of the children, we are heartened and our decision justified. And we will continue to see these children getting the best education we can offer, with the hope that one day we will see these children from here moving to higher educational goals of being qualified as accountants, doctors, lawyers, and other professionals. The bus will also be used to transport these children as well as the other attending primary schools to and from schools. The bus will open the opportunities for the children to be able to visit places on weekends and holidays. In whatever way you can support the children with their education and upkeep of the transportation, we will welcome. Today also is historic in another sense, as we see the potential of the social media being utilized for the benefit of our society. Today we partner with the social media group Guyana Gallery, headed by our own Guyanese Rishi Singh, with a membership of over 50,000 persons from across, of all different backgrounds from across the world, in providing this holiday treat for our children. In a week which saw the barbaric slaughter of over 130 innocent children in the name of religion, and the intolerance displayed by a few in our society of others who do not share similar ideological beliefs, has reached an all-time low with this massacre of innocent children. It is indeed a welcome partnership with Guyana Gallery, which is a social, cultural, educational, and philanthropic organization serving humanity with a non-sectarian, non-communal, and non-political outlook by leveraging social media to connect Guyanese globally, enrich lives socially and culturally, and to advocate for the improved opportunities through higher education. In the gathering today are all persons who have been making a difference in the lives of these children, and their vital contributions with their vital contributions, and I wish to recognize them all and to thank everyone for their continued support to the Shaheed Orphanages. We do not want to give the impression of a totally perfect scenario here at the orphanages. We face our trials and tribulations on a daily basis. Many times we are constrained with the lack of finances and have to turn to you for support. We do not get everything right all the time, but we assure of our pledge to continue to work to get it right. We promise to continue work with you for the improvements of the level of facilities and services we provide to the Shaheed Orphanages. Even in our tough periods, our core values and mission statement of the orphanages are still in place. Please feel free to let us have your suggestions. Please feel free to question us about our operations. The Shaheed Orphanages are not the properties of the board or any organization. It is the property of the people of Guyana. I must apologize. This message should have been read by the chairman. He is unfortunately overseas at this moment, Mr. Badruddin Hassan, and I want to thank you for being here and for giving me the opportunity to tell you a little bit of the Shaheed Orphanages. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, our brother Hakeem Khan. I would like to introduce to you the project here, the operations here, and the success and sometimes the challenges you face in the running and operation of this orphanage here. So we hope that you continue to lend your support in whatever way you can. Like I said, it's a short program this afternoon, so I'm just going to invite some brothers to give some short message this afternoon on their presence here and their support. I'd like to first invite our brother from the Guyana Gallery, who is partnering with us. Here, Mr. George Correa. Attorney who has been closely linked to this orphanage for so many years, to come up and just say a few words on his presence here this afternoon. Mr. Kalam A. Jumanyasin, our brother, to say a few words.
Assalamu alaikum. Mr. Chairman, Honorable Prime Minister, Honorable Attorney General, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I thought I'd be here just as a guest, but I just want to commend the administration of the Shaheed Boys and Girls Orphanage for the hard work that they're doing. When the history is written, if it is written, it will be told that a few years ago there was an attempt to subsume this organization by another central organization in Guyana. But because of the hard work and the gallantry of a few persons, including Mr. Hammond and others, they were able to ward off that attempt. And I'm very pleased that they have been able to show over the years that they are competent to run both orphanages, and I compliment them for that. I think we also have to thank many of our forefathers who have gone for the contribution they have made in having these buildings and other buildings. And I want to wish each and every one of you not happy Christmas, but may be very happy and prosperous New Year. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Juman Yassin. I'm happy that he came up here. We got a very important point out of him, compounding the challenges faced by Mrs. Rahman and Mr. Hakeem Khan and others in running this organization. Next, I'm going to move forward and fast forward it a little bit. And we're going to ask the Honorable Minister of Legal Affairs, who has been closely knitted to this organization, to come up and say a few words. Our Minister, Anil Nandalal.
Mr. Chairman, Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Juman Yassin, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon, assalamu alaikum. And of course, the boys and girls of the orphanage. It is a privilege for me to be afforded an opportunity to speak to you and to be part of this important ceremony. It is often said that a society and indeed a country and its people are judged by the way they treat the less fortunate. An important part of the work of the Anjuman has been the maintenance of two
orphanages, one for boys and one for girls. You would have heard from Brother Hakim that it started since in the 60s, so it's some 40 years old or more. And it would have molded, it would have nurtured, it would have produced perhaps hundreds of young children and groomed them into adulthood, and they would have been making, and they would have made contributions to society and to our country. Imagine if they were not institutions like these orphanages that take these children and offer them hospitality, shelter, guidance, what they would have become. And that is why it is important that we support organizations that extend such facilities to the most unfortunate of our people. And that is the philosophy of our government. We recognize at the level of the government the importance of our children, all of our children, and that is why every year we budget the highest sums to sectors relating to children. For example, annually our highest budgetary allocation is in the area of education, to ensure that all of our children, irrespective of class, gender, ethnicity, or geographic locations, they have equal access to the same quality of learning. And that is the philosophy that informed our support when the request was made for duty-free concessions to be granted for the acquisition of a bus. And today we are recognizing that accomplishment. We hope, of course, that it will be used for the purpose that it was bought, and that is to transport the children to and from school and to wherever they wish to go. I have no doubt, having regard to the track record of this institution, that it will be used for the purpose for which it was acquired. And in whatever way the government can continue to support this organization, I would inform the executive that the government is ready and willing to do so. And another important point that I just want to make before I conclude is the importance of religious tolerance. You know, we live in a country, we live in a world rather, where there is still a regrettable degree of religious intolerance. And we must never allow that to raise its head in our country. Or we must not allow organizations, even from within the same religion, to rival each other to such a way, in such a way that, you know, they want to subsume, I think that's the word used earlier. And we have that happening not only in Islam or the Muslim community, we have that in other religious bodies as well, other religions as well. We have to ensure there is enough space for those who wish to make a contribution in the name of Islam, in the name of Hinduism, in the name of Christianity, to do so. There is no need for us to fight one another in order to make our contribution. There always people out there who require help. And therefore, there is always ample opportunity for us to make our contribution in our own unique way. I want to conclude by congratulating the executive for the acquisition of this motor bus, and as I said, the government remains supportive of this organization and will continue to provide whatever assistance we can. Let me also take this opportunity to wish you all a Merry Christmas and a very, very prosperous 2015. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, the Honorable Minister and Nandalal, for his kind words this afternoon. And also must convey back to the entire government the appreciation on behalf of the orphanages for the provision and those duty-free concessions that were granted. Before I call on our main guest this afternoon to say a few words, we'd like to present an item to him, and that item this afternoon from the children of the orphanage. We'd like to ask them to come forward and do a Christmas selection for the Honorable Prime Minister and also the Minister, Mr. Juman Yasin. So for the children of the orphanage, please come forward.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. For our brothers and sisters who are not Muslim, what I've just said there in Arabic, may the peace and blessing of the Almighty God be upon you. Today,